Hey you guys, it's FaithDuo.
Back with another video. So today we want to say, get over yourself, right?
Yeah.
Over yourself, right?
Yeah.
But first,
FaithDuo's featured fact.
so money doesn't grow on trees, but it does come out of fishes' mouths. You know, Jesus told Peter to go get some money out of, he said, cast in the sea, and the first fish that comes up, pull out a shekel, so he could pay somebody or the taxes. So if you missed that,
I missed that.
Jesus told him to go get some money out of the fish's mouth.
What verse is that in?
That is in Matthew 17:27.
That's crazy.
So go look it up, check it out. So today we want to say, get over yourself, right?
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
Because, you know, there's so much diversity, especially in this nation, and everybody's afraid to, I don't know, they don't want to be connected with that other culture, or they're afraid of it. They don't want to talk to people, and they just want to stick to their own people, to their own, what they're familiar with. Right?
Not only that, is like, I know people are saying it all the time. We are so absorbed with ourselves, our own families, our own technologies, what's going on Facebook, like on your phone, like, get out of that. Y'all, we're gonna, we're not gonna be a united nation. We're gonna be we all might as well just go live on our own country.
Right, and we had an instance last week where we were, at the park, and some other family came, and then later on they went up to another isolated place by themselves. And it's just, Victoria pointed out, it's so funny how we all just want to be by ourselves and be isolated.
Right, I'm definitely guilty of that. We get so excited as people when we're in any type of public place, like a park or the ocean, and you have it all to yourself. Like, I know I'm guilty of it, just because, I don't know, I just want to stay in my comfort zone.
Right, you want to be in your own space. Same thing like going to the bank. We'd rather, go to the ATM than talk to a person. I know I would rather do that.
Right.
But it's just the way we were raised, I guess, in this generation, because we all have our own technology right in front of us, and we want to stay to ourselves.
Right. So why we want everybody to get over themselves, including ourselves, is because we're missing out. Like, there's so many different cultures, as Raph said, and there's so many different experiences you can have, and there's so many different people. When you're just so absorbed with yourself, you're missing out on life. Like, God created us all different because
so that we could experience each other's differences. And that makes us better and helps us to grow, because if we stay in our own bubble, we're not going to be able to grow and see and to share our experiences with others.
Exactly. And everybody's all about, that's the modern thing. You need to love everybody for being different.
Right.
But then we don't. We're like, oh, let them be them. But really, if you love somebody, you embrace them. You want to be a part of them and understand and love what's different.
So, society says, we accept everybody, but like she said, we don't want to connect with anybody.
Mm-hmm. So the next thing we want to point out is, if you're having a problem with these things, you need to find some common ground with other people.
Yeah, I always try to, connect with people and ask them about kind of what I like, I guess, selfishly. So I say, do you like sports, or do you watch anything? And just to connect on that level and
that's
see
our comfort zone.
Right. So if I can connect with them on that, then I'll have a lot more to talk about. Mm-hmm. But it's just finding what they like to do, their hobbies. It's just hard. I guess it's an awkward situation sometimes where you're just trying to ask people tons of questions, trying to find that common ground. But it's something I think we need to do. And I know I need to do better at it,
Me too.
especially with, talking to anybody and everybody.
Me too, because I definitely like my own little circle, and I'm so caught up with what can I do with our time. The number one thing everybody will be able to relate with is food. So if you don't have anything to talk about, just be like, well, what do you like to eat? Like, where's your favorite place to go?
So it really all comes down to love. We need to, love and embrace each other and connect with each other. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 9:22 that he became all things to all people that he might win some, but not going into sin. If you read that chapter, that's a good chapter to look at. But it's all about loving your enemies, loving people that you don't connect with on a regular basis, that is not the same culture as you, is not the same comfortability as you.
Right, because enemy can mean different things. The enemy could be somebody you don't like, or just somebody you just can't seem to connect with, and that's not in your comfort zone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because even Jesus talks about in Matthew, well, who are we? We're just like everybody else if we
try to stick to our own, circle.
Right.
And he came to, talk to the sinners, the tax collectors that weren't popular, and people, the Pharisees, they looked down on Jesus saying, why are you talking to these drunkards and tax collectors?
Right.
But he associated with other people that society as a whole wasn't, fond of.
Right. In the end, you're going to miss out. We're all going to miss out. And, Raph and I, we're just so tired of, we see everybody so, extra active online. But then when it comes to being in person and having fun and just really embracing what life is truly about and not just ourselves, we're not doing it.
And like I said, we're guilty as well. We're gonna try to work on it, and try to connect with people that we're not usually connected to.
Right, back to that park thing. I kept talking to them. I kept talking to them at the park. Mm-hmm. And at the end, the mom ended up, kind of, when I told Lewis, I was like, we'll go home and get some apple juice. Then she started telling her kid, we'll go home and get some apple juice. So, they just want to be where they were comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with not living life to the fullest. In the end, get over yourself, find some common ground, and love your enemies. Live life to the fullest.
All right, thanks for watching. We're working on a little project we're excited about releasing pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Much love. Be the light.